We bring in Jayson Stark right now of The Athletic, our good friend and frequent panelist on MLB Now. Jayson, it's Brian Kenny. Great to have you on the show.
Brian, good to be here.
I know, Jayson, you were covering the Phillies as a Cub reporter back then. I get it. I don't imagine that. 1981. Try to tell people out there now, what was it like for Fernando Valenzuela start in 1981?
Yeah, Brian, I was actually at the game in 81, the first time he lost. The Phillies came to town. He was 8-0. Mike Schmidt hit a home run in the first. They pieced together a little rally later in the game. I think it was the first time that he had trailed all season. But the thing I remember is just that feeling walking into Dodger Stadium that day. It's May, and it's unlike almost any regular season game I'd ever attended because of who he was and his whole story. I mean, this guy had come out of nowhere. He was 20 years old. He had that windup, and I mean, it was his alone. Nobody else did that, not till Nuke LaLoosh. Was looking at the sky instead of the catcher a half second before he delivered the ball. And nobody even knew he was going to make the team. And now we're 8 starts into this season. He's given up a total of 4 runs. And how many pitches had relief pitchers thrown in Fernando starts? That would be none. He threw every pitch for 8 starts.
Wow.
And so there was all of that. But then the other part of it was that baseball occupied such a different place in American life. It was still the sport. So he was the talk of the nation. He was the talk of LA. He was the talk of baseball. I don't know what to compare it to now. Like if you think Paul Skeens, except times a billion, that might be it.
Right, right. You bring that up. That was brought up earlier, and we thought, yes, Skeens is great, but it's just nothing compared to the national phenomenon of the way this guy burst onto the scene. Again, nationally, can you fathom the importance of this guy, how big he was, even like 1985 as well? He's still a big figure in baseball and in the country.
Yeah, there was a charisma to Fernando. He was as must watch as it got in baseball at that time, and it was a golden age of starting pitchers. But he was so new, he was so unique. There was nobody like him, and every game was an event. It was a phenomenon. It was, how is this happening? How did we not see it coming? And then just, Mike Brito with the straw hat behind home plate with the radar gun. And, the interviews afterwards were, I can't tell you how many people would attend a post-game interview with Fernando because he was the biggest star in the game. It was just electrifying every time he took the mound, especially that year. But really, as you said, the next 4, 5, 6 years, he was that guy.
And also the importance, again, to the Mexican community in Los Angeles that he comes out, how much that opened things up to the entire, or a good part of the Los Angeles community.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a debate that he was the best pitcher in baseball history from Mexico, right? Or at least Major League history. And probably the greatest player ever from Mexico. And so you had that whole element. But this was happening in LA, in Southern California. Was there a greater hotbed for Mexican-American culture than where he was doing all this? And so you can't overlook that aspect of it. It was a baseball happening, but it was a massive cultural happening, and especially in LA, in Southern California, where it was all unfolding.
Yeah, as we think about Valenzuela and we see, look, we'll put the attendance up there. I don't know if it does it justice, but they're averaging more than 8,000. Every time Valenzuela was out there, they're already averaging 40,000 at Dodger Stadium, but another extra 8,000 just to pack it, and fill it all in. We lost Louis Tiant not all that long ago, another guy that you try to describe to younger viewers that had this amazing charisma and greatness and own unique skill on the mound. Go ahead, Jayson, before we break.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, can you believe the timing? The timing is so sad. 3 days before the Dodgers return to the World Series for the first time since 1981, the year of Fernando Mania. It's incredible. Really reminds me of Willie Mays passing days before the Rickwood game, doesn't it?
Yeah, very poignant. Makes you think of it, and hopefully people, I think, looking back with at least, it's sad, also a lot of joy that year, and we can take that from this.